Yeah, what's going on, Lazarus? Declan's been taking afternoon naps again, so... I mean... We're not playing this deck to mulligan hands like this, right? Like, two pair, plow kicker. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on this, because I guess we're pretty likely to grab Tundra. I guess it depends on what our opponent's playing. Probably going to want to brainstorm one of these Jaces away. No, my opponent knows all of our secrets. I didn't update Stream Decker. One of these days, I'll remember to do all these things. One of these days. What's going on, J Muscle Man? Opponent counting their mana very carefully to figure out if we're dead. Dear OP, please don't Cabal Therapy me. Basic Island Ponder. So this probably means that they're playing Storm. Probe Basic Island usually means Storm. A lot of the Delver decks don't play Basic Island. Hey, what's going on? I'm more epic than you. Well, welcome to a live sit down. Could be Sneak and Show. Sneak and Show often doesn't play. They often don't play Gataxian Probe. I think that's not particularly common. Their deck. Basic Island here, yeah. Brainstorm. Looking for like Force at this point. Actual factual counterspells would be good. Clouds are not going to be particularly good. Going on, Fancy Penguin. We missed on the land here. I'm gonna grab a Tundra for now. Looking for land plus Force here, ideally. Those are Rancid. Look at that. We drew one of the cards we shuffled away. Auto. Appreciate you. Gonna untap and kill us. Combo matches are probably a little bit hard for this deck game one. Post board, we get things like Containment Priest and Ethersworn Canonist to make them much better. I love Counterspell art. It's fantastic. Great. Didn't die. Score. I should probably put a stop on my draw step, right? So I can bluff miracles. I'm gonna cast this. That'll be really sad when we brick on a land. Alright, well, we didn't brick on a land, so that's good. Good step one. Pretty sure Plow's not gonna be good, so let's play this and pass. And shuffle those away. I'm gonna hold the Terminus for now because like there's a non-zero chance we like set up a Brainstorm to Terminus away like an Emrakul later. They're playing Sneak and Show. Like we've got Counterspell up, which is nice. Exactly, is it? Combo matchups. A couple candidates, a couple Containment Priests, a couple Monastery Mentors. This is my stuff, opponent. You gotta beat this Counterspell. Not particularly hard for good combo decks to do. Show and tell. Wait, my body is ready. Ready to get Flusterstormed or Spell Pierced or Force of Willed. Dealer's choice, really. Are in fact show and tell with Gataxian Probe. Hopefully they just have multiple combo cards. There's like running the first one in. Nope, getting first. Alright, yep. Tried. The old college best here. I wonder if this is a matchup where Ethersworn Canonist comes in. I feel like it might be. Like, just so like, when they play their combo card, our counterspell is guaranteed to resolve. Alright, so... Plows out. Definitely want these. I think I want these. I know I want these. This is not a Terminus matchup. I think this is an unexpectedly absent matchup. I guess these are okay against like Resolved. Entreat's probably fine. From a Snapcaster too for bringing in Ethersworn Canonist. Search is probably too slow. Probably worse than Disenchant. I think this is what I want to do. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of Surgical if our deck doesn't... I don't like Surgical in this matchup if we don't have discard. Council Judgment does kill Emrakul. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Sometimes they just like randomly derp that dork in. Snapcaster Mage is at least like a 2-power dork. Afternoon Chris, Quill. I'll try this. I don't think Surgical is very good in a deck in this style of deck against what our opponent's doing. Like if I'm playing like Cabal Therapies and Thought Seizes, I think that's fine. But like with just like Forces and Counterspells and stuff, I don't think it's particularly exciting. I could see maybe these Snapcasters with this last search stop being very good. I think I want all these just to like kill them. Opponent also not quite sure how they want to sideboard, apparently. Everyone's having a good afternoon. I don't know how long we're going to be on for this afternoon. A little while at least. Play till all dead in this league. See how long that takes. Come on, Jacob. Find a different one? Yeah. Jacob. This is not particularly exciting, but I think this is how we're living our life. Till Island go. So, something to keep in mind when you're playing decks like these blue fair decks against decks like what my opponent's playing is that these just every time bottom a card, immediately draw it. Sorry, so complete my thought. One of the things to keep in mind against decks like Sneak and Show, these combo decks that play soul lands, is a card like Flusterstorm tends to get dead before the turn they combo kill you. So in general, you want to use cards like, there's milk right there. So in general, you want to use cards like Flusterstorm to disrupt what your opponent is doing, as opposed to disrupt their setup, as opposed to like trying to wait and actually counter show and tell, because a lot of times they can afford to play around soft counters like this that spell pierce with show and tell. You gonna Flusterstorm me? So, I'm actually going to go ahead and Flusterstorm this Brainstorm. Just again, I like to kind of use these soft counters to stunt my opponent's setup, as opposed to, like, hoping that they're going to be useful the turn they go off. I guess because I have Force, maybe this Flusterstorm is better, because I could, like, use this Flusterstorm to protect my Force, potentially. But in general, I really like to be proactive with them. I'm gonna put a stop on my turn, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this, and then choose not to shuffle, and then we're gonna wait, turn off auto yields. We're going to draw the predict on my opponent's turn, and then we can predict away the planes during my upkeep. Pick up 2 cards. This also gives me a blue card for my Force of Will. My opponent decides to try and combo this turn. So they're forcing back. Yep. See if we die or not. Hopefully I just have Emrakul, and then we have a couple of draws. Sneak attack. Wait, so I'm dead? Stuff. Alright, that was not a healthy start to the league. Try another one, shall we? Decks like this always felt like good matchups when I was playing the mono red sneak attack deck. They just like don't. They either have too much disruption or too much clock. They don't have a good mix of it. Yeah, right. If the whole league's like that, it will be a fast league. We'll play something else. A couple other fair decks lined up in the donation queue as well. Love fair magic. Yep. Nope. This is the configuration. Someone linked. Yeah, and that's like the one decision I made that game, right? Like, I could have held the Flusterstorm to set up the Brainstorm, but the other flip side is too, like, the opponent's deck also plays Flusterstorm, so like there's a non-zero chance that like my opponent's hand wasn't stellar, and like letting them get 3 new cards in a hand that's not stellar isn't like. So with no cantrips, they had show and tell, threat, force, blue cards, so like they had 5 cards there. Yeah, I think that matchup's bad for these blue-white decks. These blue-white decks are designed to prey on decks like Delver, right? Although I don't think I've ever lost to this deck while playing Delver. Yeah, it's probably fine. Just keep the force against an unknown opponent. To shuffle. Force the exploration. Pro tip. Force the exploration. Alright, could potentially get punished for leading on the Tundra here. There's a land on top of my deck, right? What's the third card? I'm gonna draw this Ponder. When it played Wasteland and then chose not to Wasteland me before casting their Exploration, seems loose. I feel like you're supposed to Wasteland me first here, and it didn't. So let's the post Counterspell Wasteland. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, seems fine, right? I don't need another Plow, but I'll take a land and a Jace. Sure. Wasteland of Shame. Wasteland of Shame. Throw these two back. This pass the turn. Rishdan Port. Okay. That's good. We should be able to get the Jace down next turn before Port becomes a thing. I want to just Jace myself here. I want to keep this out of range of Punishing Fire, and Jacing them doesn't do anything because they have a life from the loam here, so we'll just scry one. Terminus on the bottom. Yes, please. What's going on, Zero Toll? Sure. Bo's got a couple cycle lanes here. Loam could definitely dirtle through this Jace. I just want to Brainstorm. Close. I think I want to set up like Search for Azcanta, and we'll start going to town with the Jace. Honestly, this might be kind of a hard matchup. I don't actually know what our good, bad, or otherwise matchups are. I'm actually gonna put both these back, and then I'm gonna snap Ponder here. Probably shuffle. Card is this Snapcaster Mage should tell us if they have Punishing Fire. Look like they have Punishing Fire just yet, so it's good for us. Of course, they're dredging a bunch here, so they're gonna get a lot of looks for it. I guess it's faster than what they have going on. The problem here is, like, as soon as they hit one Punishing Fire, I guess I have Snap Counterspell for it for one turn, so yeah, maybe I should be just Jacing myself. Try and find some forces now that I have these Snapcasters. Maybe I should have kept this other Snapcaster. Result them. This card might have Texas as win the game for some reason. In addition to everything else, this card. No, I don't really play Paper Magic much anymore. Put Entreat on the bottom of my library. Nope. JK. Figured it out. Figured out how we're winning. Also, Magnam, well, welcome to a live stream. Do I just want to snap counterspell this, since I know I'm doing something else next turn anyways? That's probably too aggressive, right? Aggressive. It would be worse. I think top's a miserable card to play with and against. Ask the question you actually want to hear. You actually want to hear the answer to. Do I think Legacy would be better with or without Deathrite Shaman? Also better without. Get rid of it, please. Get it gone. You make a bunch of angels, right? Like 4 of them here? Blocking up because my opponent was conceding. Yes, Tron lands are awful. Get rid of them. 10 out of 10. Tron lands are awful. Get rid of them. Hey, Ribble. Time to see throw my favorite deck into fire and see what names Jeff calls it. All right, I'm gonna Rabble. What's your Twitch name, Rabble? I can confirm that you're a sub. Please and thank you. This is probably not a Terminus matchup. Unexpectedly Absent could go either way. It's probably not a Force matchup too, right? Not a Vryn's Prodigy matchup. Plow seems fine for stopping their combo. Pretty sure this is a Mentor Back to Basics matchup. There you go. Let me... After the fact... 4 colors of Healy, awesome. Edit into... Forces needed, okay. They have trackers post-board. Okay, that makes Surgical and Unexpectedly Absent good. I feel like we have too many win cons. Is Counterspell too slow? Oh, this probably isn't good, right? Because they just get to wasteland me. Azcanta's probably miserable. German Counterspell. Containment Priest doesn't stop tokens. You're thinking of Hallowed Moonlight that stops tokens. Yeah, Surgical's great. I think this is how I want to board. I don't think I want any of these cards up here. I feel like you almost always bring in Monastery Mentor post board in this deck, but it's definitely good against other combo decks. No, Jace is a good way to actually win the game. I think Jace is good. Jace is good. I don't think I really want these other cards up here. Jace is great. He's more than good. He's great. Seems fine, right? Unexpectedly Absent to not randomly die to their fast start. Island Ponder. Surgical sounds great. Want another Monastery Mentor? Probably not. I'm gonna stack these like this, and then next turn we can actually draw the Brainstorm, play this Tundra, and then we can predict away Ancient Tomb. This is a tireless tracker? Sure. Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna need this predict to kill this tracker. So I don't really want another Mentor that's on top of my deck now. We're going to have to draw a couple of cards with this, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. I guess I could Brainstorm for a Plow. Seems terrible, then maybe they don't draw anything. Swing and a miss. Put back Tundra Mentor. I think I want to fetch basic plains with this land, so I'm not gonna fetch a Tundra and Ponder. Predict plus unexpectedly absent lets us get rid of basically anything. We can expectedly absent to the top of their deck and then predict it away. Usually they play one Ancient Tomb. You can crop rotate into it post board to cast your... That's unfortunate. Opponent with all the hits. This for planes. That's fine. That's not too big of a deal. It just means we need to draw a Plow for this. So now instead of unexpectedly absent killing the tireless tracker, it's going to kill the choke. I guess this gets kind of harder to do. It gets kind of harder to do with these clues, right? I need my opponent to like not leave mana up to like redraw the choke. Got on Apprentice. Well, I guess I could also just like shuffle their deck, right? Tranquil Thicket, okay. So this is actually pretty good for us, right? So I get to go ahead and crack this for planes. And then I get to unexpectedly absent this back to the top of their deck. Done. And now on my turn, I get to predict them, and they'll crack this in response. And then in response to that, I'll surgical them. We drew a Portent. Okay. I want to Ponder to start here, because if I can hit a Plow, I can clean up this tireless tracker too. Portent doesn't really work, because I want to like shuffle the choke into their deck, kind of. Why does Portent then predict work? They're just going to crack their clue in response anyways. Also just drew a Force. Okay. That seems fine too. I guess maybe I just don't want any of these. Anyways, because Magic Online. Oh, you know what? I should have done this. Probably should have done that before the Ponder, maybe. So put a stop on my opponent's upkeep here. I'm gonna go ahead and predict them during their upkeep, or at the end of turn in response to this. There's a good chance they crack this at end of turn. Very sweet. So now I get to go ahead and predict them, choke, drew another surgical. Do I want to just take their loams away now? I think I want to just take their loams away, right? Like randomly die to Punishing Fire. I'm gonna let them loam for one more turn because I want them to... I want to get a Mentor token off the Surgical, I think. I want to get a Mentor off the Surgical. Problem is here, we're going to take a 6-ball this turn. Means I can only Surgical once now. You're taking a 6-ball either way. 5 deal. So, still on my draw step. I'll figure that eventually. Tour. We'll cast Portent. Crop rotation in. Oh, they're gonna make it 2020. So I have to force this. Self. Yeah, I think I'm in the market for these, right? I'll pass the turn here. I'll crack their clue at end step. I'll surgical them in response. You don't want to surgical before they do this, because then they could crack the clue in response and dredge in response to the surgical. I also don't have a cycle end up right now because of the way they tap their lands this turn. Get to check and make sure they don't have anything too scary in their hand. Alright, they have... Screenshot here of everything they've got. They don't have a Punishing Fire. They boarded out Punishing Fire, so I can go to 1 pretty safe here. Pretty safely just go to 1. Oh. I guess if I go to 1, I can't force here. Yeah, maybe keeping these forces was wrong because I have the surgical I wanted to use. Jump block this. I'm gonna snap Brainstorm here. Yeah, we can potentially hardcast Force at some point, you're not wrong. I have cards I really don't want in my hands, hopefully we can find a fetch land here. Reshuffle the surgical away. Plow would be nice too. They have a Corrosive Grip in their hand, so back to basics doesn't really do anything currently. Shuffle this away, and I probably just don't want this back to basics, right? I guess it lets me trigger my Mentor next turn, which is nice. Also pitches to worse. Oh, we could Surgical the Grip. I didn't see that as a line. Good line. I think they're pretty dead here, right? That's gone. I'm attacking them for 7 here. I have Force up. You did. Upon second thought, that matchup seems terrible for lands. I said earlier I wasn't sure what's supposed to be good, bad, or otherwise for us after playing that. Matchup seems pretty redonk for us. Magic standard format has been very bad for a very long time. Just the TLDR. If you're looking for a diverse, interesting format with a pretty low price point, you should definitely check out Hex. Hex's standard format has been pretty consistently excellent for the last 2 years that I've been playing it. Our current format is very reasonable. Pick up a budget deck for like 15 bucks. What did we lose? We lost to Sneak and Show round 1. Which is really sad too, because like, my favorite formats in TCGs of like all time are like some of Magic's best standard formats. The learning curve from Hex hard. No, if you have a Magic background, learning Hex is, think of it a lot as like learning a new TCG format. Just like imagine if you were like diving into a new standard format and you didn't know any of the sets. Sounds pretty like good in general, right? We've got like Double Force, we've got a Plow, we've got a Search, we've got a Brainstorm in case any of these cards aren't stellar. And Hex's standard format only has like 5 sets in it any given, at 5 or 6 sets, so there isn't a huge card pool to learn. Like less than 1,000 cards, and then just like Magic, not every card is standard playable, so like, you know, the number of playables that you need to know is only a couple hundred at most. Yeah, probably a couple hundred is fair. Yeah, hand's super reasonable. The question is whether or not I want to play Tundra on 1 or Polluted Delta. I feel like I want a Tundra, but I also feel like I'm going to be sad when they wasteland me. Hex rotates their 2 oldest sets out of standard every other set release. So they release a set every 4.5 to 5 months. So every 9 to 10 months, 2 of their 5 or 6 sets rotate out. I actually haven't played much Rock, so I really can't comment on whether or not it's good, bad, or otherwise. This is kind of interesting. I feel like I just want to force this, because if I try to plow it, and they have days or something like that, and then like, I think I want to force Pitching Force here. Yeah, the green-white list was super sweet. I like that deck a lot. I think if I had a modern event that I cared about, that is the deck I would be working on. Yeah, probably Grixis Delver. Just like drew their 1 trop. Do I want to run this Search into a Daze is the question. I feel like I do. I feel like I just want to like get Tundra and like run into a Daze here. Like puts them a turn behind on their mana development. Like if this resolves, it's just like excellent for us. Yeah, like, so when I started playing Magic competitively, it was during Scars Innistrad, and I really enjoyed that format. I enjoyed the entirety of, like, through when RTR was legal. I think we're all pretty good. Even when we had a lot of Devotion decks, I still enjoyed that. And, like, once I have 1 Tundra in play and, like, I'm going to be flipping this at some point, I might as well just, like, fetch another Tundra, because, like, I'm exposed to Wasteland, so it's just, like, come at me, bro. Looking for another land tier. Don't wasteland me. Have a heart. Tilt. Alright, so we're looking for a land tier with this. Search for Azcanta shows me I would like to put Brainstorm into my discard pile. Try to find a white source. I could just plow this, but Much better for us. I'm gonna put back Search and Unexpectedly Absent. I feel like they don't have a Daze, or they would have dazed this or the Brainstorm. Jeez, we get to flip this Search next turn? That's so unreal. This card's really good in this deck. Maybe Force, maybe? Yeah, wow, has a Force. Okay. We're gonna see a lot of cards next turn. Flips to Bolt. Sure, I'm still at a pretty healthy 17. On top of my deck. Binning like anything but a Plow. Maybe a Snapcaster. But Flooded Strand. You know, I already have 7 in my bin, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. This, and then if you have 7 or more cards. So actually, I'm gonna take the Flooded Strand and then transform this. Then I'm gonna lead on Brainstorm. Those are certainly cards. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my last Tundra here. Again, might as well. We're supposed to. Oh, my other Tundra got wastelanded, right? JK. Moist Abzan, right? Huh. I think I'm shuffling these. I'm just like looking for a Plow. Oh, you know what? I should have Portented here, because if I hit Terminus, I could flip it on their turn. These are great, right? Keep all of these. Next turn, we can Snap Plow, and then the following turn, we can flip Entreat. No, because letting them untap exposed me. They actually pitched a Spell Pierce here, so that exposes me to something like Spell Pierce or a Counterspell that actually costs them mana. So, it's worth playing around things like that, I think. We're gonna draw an island here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this during my upkeep. Since they have their lands untapped anyways, I might as well do it during their upkeep. That way if they have something like a Spell Pierce, that's fine. I don't usually play any 2-mana counters. Yeah, I'll definitely Entreat for slightly, like two Angels is more than enough to win this game, right? So it plays around Spell Pierce. We're at a pretty healthy 7 here. Opponent's only played 1 Bolt, but not in a bad spot by any means here. Oh god. I should think before I open my mouth. That's unfortunate. Now I'm not Entreating, right? Because I lose the race to this true name. Yeah, we said it was Grixis. Alright, so if they're smart, they know I have an Entreat. Portent here. Looking for a Terminus. I think I'm just shuffling here, right? Doesn't pass. True Name is such a good Magic card. Like I said, I don't think I've ever lost to this deck on the Grixis Delver side of the table. Hey, look, we drew a card we shuffled away. Shuffled away. Yeah, I know. Oh my that works. Played this card in Standard, okay? Oh no, Azcanta, come back to me. I guess I'm taking this Force, so that way I can force a Lightning Bolt after I crack this fetch land. Yes, I'd like to reveal Terminus, please. You believe in miracles? Do. I don't think I'm supposed to crack this fetch. I also think I want to play this Jace through a daze, so passing the turn here. Magic is a game of skill, and the better player always wins. Never forget that. Never forget it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I could play this to play around Spell Pierce. Not particularly exciting, though. Watch your last two cards be like Daze Bolt. I mean, like, I'm 10 out of 10 cracking this to pay for this Jace, right? Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Sweet. Alright, so I'm gonna put back this. Probably, yeah, this. Alright, your move, Yugi boy. Hey, look, I found something for just on 7. We finished 3-2. You can find the archive on my YouTube channel. I think I want to play around Spell Pierce and have Counterspell up here. I think casting this for 2 is fine. Shut up. Burn. Remove. There's a Ponder on top of our deck, so I'm probably okay drawing that. Yep. Yeah, that's a good reminder for everyone. If you ever don't get to catch a full video that I do, or you see me tweet about something or go live and you can't catch it at that time, all of 100% of my Magic content, my content in general, from the channel gets archived to my YouTube. Break it up by deck there so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. Yeah, I don't really need any of those, right? Put away. I guess we're just like looking for more counterspells, right? Deck for baby. I get to Jace Storm and then predict a way to draw 2 cards. That's what the stuff Wet Dreams are made of, right? The stuff Legacy Wet Dreams are made of. Cards. Jacob's watching TV and Declan is currently napping, so... Hopefully they'll concede when they cast this probe. I was just about to say, this is a game of paper magic. I'd just be like playing with my hand face up and just be like, you can concede at any point. Let me know when it's good for you. Haradirk, unlink and relink your account if it didn't pop up automatically for you. This is definitely a back to basics matchup. Is this a has anyone played this deck? Anyone who's played this deck, is this a Monastery Mentor matchup? I actually genuinely don't know the answer to this question. I feel like most matchups are Monastery Mentor matchups, but I'm also not 100% on that. Is it not a Monastery Mentor matchup if I won game 1? They just like hang out and like do bad things to them? Play Mentor mean, so I don't know. Just want to like kill them with Mentor? Is Azcanta that bad? Judgment kills True Name from some forces. I think Azcanta is good, because like even if they're wastelanding me, like it just ramps me. I like searching this matchup too. Well, when I'm playing Delver, I leave in Lightning Bolts just because I'm expecting Jaces and they likely have Mentors. So, like in my Delver, trim 3/4. Trim. Alright, yeah, okay. I could buy this. I could fuck with this. You want to cut my counter spells? I love my counter spell. Maybe I could see going down and like bringing in some Flusterstorms. Man, what a great Hearthstone hand. I don't want to cut all of my counter spells. Do not. I can see cutting some of them, but I don't want to trim all of them. Fluster's like fine. Fluster like helps you win fights, but it doesn't actually counter any of the cards you really care about out of the Delver opponent. If Counterspell's not good in this matchup, it's unplayable. Just so everything's above the board here. Instead of Portent Predict, this is probably too much Dirtle. I think I want to just like look for a Plow. Yeah, I get Taxian Probe, let me auto pass without feeling bad about it. Kinda. Like, if I'm cutting Counterspell, what am I fighting over on the stack? Like, I cut my Counterspell and I trimmed 3 of my Force of Wills. Like, what does that leave me to fight over? Like, nothing? Like, there's nothing left for me to fight over, right? And again, like, what? For people that have played this deck before, I mean, that have more experience, like, if this isn't a matchup where Counterspell is good, what matchups do I want Counterspell in? Like, if Flusterstorm is better than Counterspell in this matchup, shouldn't I just be playing Flusterstorms in my main deck because Flusterstorm is better against the combo decks that seem hard, too? I have been dazed. Yep. This is our 3rd match of the day with the Miracles deck. I'm pretty happy about that daze. Like, it means this search and this back to basics are more likely to resolve. But like, what combo? Like, it's worse than Flusterstorm against combo decks. Yeah, buddy. Double back to basics is gas because they know about the first one. Stompy decks without Cavern? Which ones are those? They all have Cavern in them. Okay, but like Spell Pierce is fine against Sneak Attack. Yeah, I think the card's fine, right? Like, I think it seems fine in this matchup too. You know, like Young Pyromancer and then like get my back to basics days. We're like binning anything that's not a Plow here, right? Force of Will. Nope. 10 out of 10 want a Force of Will. Only Ye Singleton Force of Will. The opponent needs 2 free counters and 4 cards here. They've already burned a daze. How about this one? Friendo. Oh, that one resolved. They just have like Volk Reb here? They saw the back to basics, right? I swear they saw the back to basics. This has to be a red elemental, right? Nope. Okay. I think they know about this Snapcaster Mage, which sucks. I don't want to force, though. I know about the Snapcaster Mage. I can't remember what they saw from the probe. So, like, now the goal is not lose to these 2 cards that they have. Yeah, take whatever you want. We're gonna flip this Azcanta pretty soon and then hopefully bury them deep in the ground with it. I guess this is technically not a combo, right? Actually, do I even want to flip this? Is a real question. Looking for Snapcasters and Plows. Terminus would be great. I'd like to put Predict into my bin. I think I would. I could rather take a random. Play this out. Might be loose. Maybe we're supposed to hold it to Brainstorm. Hello, oldest son. How are you? Yes. Your father loves you very much. You want more popcorn? Where's your bowl? Get your bowl. Yeah, I'm trying this stream time out. If Declan continues napping consistently at this time, I'm gonna keep sneaking on in the afternoon, I think. Like, we need to dodge. Usually they have 2 Rebs and or Pyroblast post board. Okay, well, I mean, I get to flip my Azcanta now, right? I felt like this was coming based on how they let it resolve. Terminus, please. Portent into my bin. No, actually, I think I'm okay drawing that, right? Like, this is gonna let me set up Terminus for next turn. That looks like shuffle. Oh. Oh, it does, doesn't it? That's fair. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a combo. What a combo deck. That's, like, pretty excellent. Run a 9 here. Find me a toy, hopefully. Can tell him to get loud. Okay. I'm gonna play this out, and then during my opponent's upkeep, we'll plow this Young Pyromancer. Ah. Allergic to this Delver player's bullshit. And I'm about to get dazed and feel real bad about myself. I'm just gonna grab another Tundra here since both our back to basics are gone. This is another reason to wait till our upkeep to do it. Not only does it mean this can't attack this turn, but now like their 5 lands are tapped out. We're going to 6 here, which means we're getting into like double Bolchu range. Really need another answer. Snapcaster would even be pretty good here. Terminus would be ideal. And I almost predicted and named Island too. Nope. It's now. Huh. I kind of want a random here. It makes my Portent worse, but my Predict worse. Did I do a bolt? Which again, I don't think it's unreasonable for the Delver player to leave bolts in. Someone commented earlier that they should be boarding bolt out. I don't think that's true. Maybe if the Delver players you're playing against are boarding bolts out, it's why people think this matchup's good. But like, I've literally never lost this matchup from the Delver side before. And I always leave, I think it's 3 bolts in usually. We're 1-1 in this league, Mifner. We're up a game in this match. All therapy. Sure. I didn't take this Predict off of Azcanta, I don't think. Oh. This is just blind. He's probably checking for a counterspell and then killing me with a bolt. Delverino, sure. So we're dead on board. Need a hit. Getting a plow off of this is technically a hit. Hey, what's going on, Tom? What? You didn't kill... I am so confused. I am so confused. I'm not complaining. I'm just confused. I mean, we were dead on board without the Delver flipping if they'd have taken my Mentor away like they should have. There he says. Okie doke. Don't kill me this turn. Don't do me wrong, opponent. Don't do it. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Do 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 do. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. I think I want to clear past the 2 cards on top of my deck, so I'm going to activate this. Looking for another plow here. I guess I'll take a... Actually, Search lets me make another dude, right? I guess I'll take that. Yeah, I wanted that other counterspell. That. It says... Oh, maybe I should have saved that for their turn? Nah. Eh. Fault. Maybe DM me on Discord or DM me on Twitch so I remember to look at it later. It's tough for me to look at deck lists when I'm midstream. I mean, yep. These are all things I would love to be casting. He's back. Do this. I'm gonna pass the turn. Azcanta is very good. This card is a very good addition to this deck. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful magic card. Just look for whatever the last time I streamed was. I got 10th in a Magic Online challenge with it not too long ago as well. Do I want to draw this Plains on top of my deck? Like I... Fine. Jace, triggers. Combo here. Sweet. These 2 back. Pass the turn here. Going on, Jet. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and sneak on in the afternoon while Declan's napping for at least a league more often. Yeah, I don't think I care about that. I feel like this counterspell is being saved for, like, exactly... It's being saved for exactly Lightning Bolt at this point. Just like, I think I'm winning without this Jace, right? I could also... Did they attack with the Gurmag Angler here? I could just unexpectedly absent this? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna unexpectedly absent this guy and trigger my prowess. And then quad block this Gurmag Angler. We're 1-1 in this league, and we are up a game in this match, and this game looks to be going well. That guy goes away. No, MTGO challenges are Swiss events with a cut to top 8, just like a normal tournament that you'd play in paper. They have a number of rounds based on the amount of entrants, and they have a $25 entry fee. Actually, it's funny. The reason why I don't play the modern challenge events on Magic Online is because the modern challenge events are so much larger than the non-modern ones on average. Just in case they have a piece of removal as the last card in hand. No, probably not. With Jace in play, I have no reason to be afraid of a Delver. I just like unsummon it every turn for a while until I find a removal for it. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer, and we're hanging out playing some Magic the Gathering here this afternoon. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to help support me more past that, the best way to do that is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, MTGOtraders.com. We love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. Use code HOAGLANDPayPal. I'll check with them. You'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them using code Hoagland7 at checkout. So Bob, it's funny. It's like, I remember when Death and Taxes and Counterbalance Miracles were really popular decks. The people that I knew that were good Magic players that were Death and Taxes players thought they were favored, and the people that I knew that were Miracles players that were good Miracles players thought they were favored in the matchup. And usually, when both sides think they're favored in a matchup, that generally means that it's a pretty skill-intensive matchup, and it can kind of go either way depending on who plays better than the other person. So I wouldn't be too surprised if, like, this blue-white deck versus Grixis Delver, if, like, both decks have plenty of tools to win the game, and it hedges a lot on the decisions in the games, which is not a bad place to be. I think this hand's fine. It's like a little bit soft to combo, but I feel like a lot of our game 1 hands are pretty soft to combo decks. I'm on the play tilt. Yeah, but in addition to a matchup feeling even, Zach, like, just because a matchup feels even doesn't mean it's very skill intensive, right? Like, there's plenty of matchups that, like, this matchup's a coin flip, but, like, it's miserable to play because, like, it's a coin flip and it's, like, mostly random. Alright, did my opponent win the flip and then choose to go second? That's what happened. Okay, so they're playing Manaless Dredge. My opponent won the flip and then chose not to play first. I don't think a well-built Grixis Delver deck is that bad against Eldrazi Stompy. Hey, Professor Yana, there was one time I never thought we'd see a Brainstorm in your hand. Bless. Welcome back. 20-month resubscription. Been here a long time, Tom. I appreciate the support. I think if you're playing my configuration of Grixis Delver, or like Jarvis... Actually, Jarvis doesn't play K-Command. I think if you're playing a version of Grixis Delver that involves Kolaghan's commands and multiple True Name Nemesis, you're actually going to be pretty okay most of the time against whatever that stuff is called. Alright, so... I think I'm going to Brainstorm here since I have this Predict as well. Brady, what are cards I'm not interested in this matchup? Oh, you don't want the milk? You want water? Okay. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take some more water. Trying to milk kick. 8 popcorn and water. Alright, so what cards do I not want here? Absence probably too slow. Is Jace too slow? Yeah, that's true, Terminator. I forgot about that. Yeah, I was thinking about predicting here, right? You think I want to get rid of the search? Yeah, I guess Jace is technically a win condition. Although search can, like, theoretically ramp me, right? So, like, now, because I'm a big dumb stupid, I can't predict during my upkeep. Because I didn't crack my fetch first. The Snapcaster Mage seems okay. These predicts are okay too, I guess. Counterspell's probably not going to do much. I'm going to put back Predict, Counterspell. This lets me hold up Swords to Plowshares this turn. And then on my next upkeep, I can predict away Counterspell because it's not going to be particularly useful. This way I'll bury the Counterspell and then draw the other Predict along with 2 more cards for the turn. And hopefully we can set up this Jace eventually. If we have enough Swords to Plowshare, we can hopefully keep them in check with, like, Plow, Snap, Plow here. Maybe a Terminus thrown into the mix, potentially. Yep. Using their Phantasmagorian. They've got 2 Narcomoebas in their opener, so that's pretty good for us. Opponent is in fact playing Manaless Dredge. I basically just, like, don't care about this Nether Shadow, right? I just, like, kill their bigger dorks. I think I want to use my mana this turn. I think I'm just going to go ahead and plow this and not give them the chance to Cabal Therapy me. I think we could potentially be okay here. I don't know, I'm not going to profess to, like, know exactly what I'm doing, but... See, a lot of people look at these Dredge decks as combo decks. In reality, they're like really more grindy style decks. You know what? I wonder if I was supposed to stack these the other way and draw the Predict. Nah, I probably want to try and hit a land this turn, right? If I did not, because I'm very unlucky. I guess I'm just plowing this, right? I feel like I want to just plow this. Maybe I'll pass and see if they get Nickered out. We have a Street Wraith they could get rid of, but then that makes their Nether Shadow harder to bring back. They don't actually have any Dredgers left in the bin, do they? Actual 0, and they only have 3 cards in their hand? I do have a 3rd Tundra in our deck. Yeah, their dredges have been pretty rancid. So if they bring this back, I'll plow the Icarid now, and then I can snap plow the Prized Amalgam later. And, like, they actually just can't do anything for, like, 4 more turns, right? Because, like, they literally have to move to hand size to, like, get things in their bin again. So, like, I just get a bunch of time here. No idea. The deck list I was sent had a Jace, Vryn, Prodigy in it. I guess because they have 2 bridges in their bin, maybe I was supposed to flash in the Snapcaster, block the Amalgam, let my Snapcaster exile their bridges, and then plow the Amalgam post-combat. With Jace plus Predict plus Terminus, we might be okay here. I don't want to put Swords of Plowshares in my bin. I think I would like to draw that. I would like to transform this. Thank you. I think Jace. Jace is my win condition. So, I don't really care what's in their hand, so I'm just going to start fate sealing myself. Snapcaster, nope. I would like to draw that Snapcaster. Thank you very much. I get 1 more free roll here. They get to discard. So 2 turns they're going to get to start dredging again. There's so many cards in my deck that, like, I'm not seeing that many more by brainstorming as opposed to using my Jace as a Fate Seal, so I think I'd rather just keep Fate Sealing myself so I could, like, have 2 different win conditions lined up. I've only got 1 Entreat in my deck, so... Oh, that was dumb. I should have left that on top and then predicted it away, right? So that was a mistake. Ask me why I didn't do that, because I'm dumb and didn't think about it, because I'm not used to playing with Predict. So... everything's above the board, and we all understand here. We all understand where Hogland is coming from. He's an idiot and didn't think about that. Oh, I also kind of want to save the Predict so I can trigger this Terminus down the line, right? I feel like that's a thing that I want to do. Opponents had enough. Alright, so Containment Priest is great. Surgical Extraction is great. Monastery Mentor is great. Terminus is fine. Unexpectedly Absent is not good. Counterspell seems like it's not good. Jace from Prodigy is not... I guess this blocks and gets rid of bridges. That's probably fine. This probably isn't a Force of Will matchup, right? Bringing back to basics, right? How do you feel about this? A Canonist just because, like, it blocks? I think our Snapcasters are better than these. Fucking Twitch chat. Canonist stops the combo kill. What's the combo kill? I don't know if Flusterstorm's better than Force. It might be. We're almost out of popcorn, dude. Oh, no, there's still plenty in here. Yellow Corn's pretty good, huh? There you go. You want at least one more Force of Will to protect Priest. That's fair. Trim a Jace or a Search. Trim a Search seems fine. I can just cut all the searches. Eat that. I like Search better than Jace. Good. Let's do it. They're gonna grind us out. This is a long game. Want to put us on the play. As always. Does it keep with Ponder? I could probably do better than this, right? Better than this. Smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah, sure. Put in head price amalgam. 10 out of 10 head price amalgam in their deck. And this deck takes a while to play and talk through. Down on clock on my opponent here. Also, all the stops are kind of annoying. Well, I mean, guess I'm casting Jace on 4. Yeah, I think usually you want to surgical things like Prized Amalgam and Narcomoeba, and my opponent just drew a card. Alright, deal. Sure. Do they not have a Dredger in their opener? Yeah, you like Narcomoebas, Icarids, Nether Shadows, like those are the cards you generally want to hit, I think. I don't think Bridge is usually what you want to hit. Wow, they just don't have... Man. This Manaless Dredge deck is so bad. Does it have 3 or more things above it? 3 or more, sure. This card is really good. And let's be honest, if you own a Legacy deck, you could probably, if you own the rest of this as Legacy deck, like buying 2 standard legal search for Azcantas is just like the least of your concern. Alright, so like now I'm gonna surgical this Nether Shadow. Oh, actually, huh. So, do I want to tag the Nether Shadow or do I want to tag the Stinkweed Imp? Nether Shadow is going to drag Prized Amalgam back with it is the problem. Yeah, they play Street Wraith.
I'm just gonna let this happen and take their prized amalgams away, just like let the Nether Shadows happen. I think I made a mistake with my Brainstorm on turn 2, and I should have put one of these Forces 2 cards down, so that way I could bin it with the Search for Azcanta. That was a mistake. I guess... Did that not give me a response to this trigger? Did I auto-pass by mistake there? Possible taking the Shadow is right there. Another Nether Shadow. Oh, you're right. If I took the Amalgam before the Shadow, it wouldn't trigger it. There is a land on top of our deck. We know there's a land on top of our deck, so I'm going to Surgical this prized Amalgam out of theirs. So that way they can't kill my Jace next turn. Cabal Therapy. They haven't seen any cards out of me yet, right? I'm going to Surgical this prized Amalgam in response. Do I play around them ghosting? Oh, they didn't put their bridges into their bin before. That's weird. I think I'm just supposed to force this, right? I feel like I'm just supposed to force this. Just, like, make sure they can't name Jace. Because, like, this Jace is just gonna, like, bury them deep in the ground. I'm just gonna force this, just in case there's some spookies hiding out. Since I messed up my Brainstorm anyways. They should name Jace. Whether they should or not, they could, so I think I'm just gonna force this. Yeah, so small mistake on my part. I should have upkeeped. I should have taken the Amalgam out in response to this trigger. So that way they'd have to activate their Phantasmagorian. But honestly, maybe that would have caused them to make the correct play of discarding their bridges. So, like, maybe that's not good. Maybe that's not right. Counter this, and they can't do anything else this turn. So we'll get to go land Jace and get my Jace Storm on. Yeah, Brad, that's because Surgical says look at their hand. Wait, they had a probe and they cast Therapy. Wait, what? So they're either really bad or definitely ghosting, right? They're either really bad or definitely ghosting. One of the two. Those are our two modes here. They're not mutually exclusive, right? I feel like we're actually not in that good of a spot, right? No, the Therapy was definitely targeting me. They had a Phantasmagorian, because this only discard creatures. No, it discards any cards. Yeah, they have Phantasmagorian. Alright, they hit Nicarid, so if we don't draw our second Surgical, we're gonna be real sad. These two back. We'll bin the Brainstorm, and then we can Portent for Terminus next turn, hopefully. Good news, we get to be on the play and the draw next game. Maybe. I think we're kind of up a creek without a paddle regardless. Like, I might need a Terminus just to keep them off of... Oh, they have... How many Dread Returns have they hit? They have only one Dread Return so far. No, they have two, so we're just dead, right? They just get to go Hatebound. Yeah, we're dead. Assume they know how their deck works. They're gonna Dread Return Flayer of the Hatebound and then Dread Return Grave Troll and kill us. Playing the Candles deck is a game for you. Playing against Verdicts, just kill them before they start burying you under Verdicts. The control decks are definitely the harder matchup for the Candles deck. If you're playing the budget version, I'm not sure you have great tools for beating the Massacres deck. In the non-budget version, you get cards like Candlelight and Yetigeddon, which I don't think either of those cards are too expensive, depending on what they are. I think I'm hitting submit here. I'm clicking submit. And remember, we're going to choose to be on the draw. I mean, Containment Priest is arguably better than Rip in this matchup. Ten out of 10. Opponent doesn't have an answer to. 10 out of 10. Opponent does not have an answer to. Back to basics. 110%. Would you like to play first? No. Is this hand good, chat? What do we think about this one? Should I mulligan? This one's kind of close, right? Opponent kept 7. How lucky. You have a Chancellor? Sure. So, I'm going to Brainstorm on 1 so it can get countered by this Chancellor so I can Containment Priest on 2. By that, I mean I'm going to Portent on 1. Over under and then having Force. They didn't have Force in their deck in the second game, for what it's worth. Also, Force of Will costs more tickets than the entire rest of the Manaless Dredge deck, so I'd be willing to bet my opponent doesn't have them. Man, almost 2 hours into the stream and we're only in match 4? I don't understand how this works. Only in match 4. I don't get it, chat. Can anyone help me understand what's going on? We're 2-1. This is game 3 in this match. Please explain.
Need to... One of the mods want to figure out how to make the command not be broadcaster only anymore. That was when I was streaming with a delay, and I don't stream with a delay anymore. Yeah, I'm like, this card has flash. It just does everything. Cleric's got flash, bro. Card's great. Do they concede to this? Portent just said GG in chat. What a stupid deck. Containment Priest, good games. Alright, sure. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Opponent realized we were complaining about our deck taking this league taking too long. Decided to take that into account for us and pack it in. Thank you, Brad. We lost the sneak in show. That matchup felt pretty bad. Yeah, MTG bot's kind of messed up. I've played Vintage before, but the format's really high variance, so like, I don't mind playing like the... I don't mind playing higher variance decks in Vintage, but like playing the good consistent decks, everything's high variance. I kind of like just playing the splashy combo decks in the format. This hand seems fine, right? Like, light on land, it's got a Brainstorm and a Ponder, it's got a couple forces. When I commented there, just watching the Land Nauseum stream from this morning. Turbo Depths or Reanimator. Double Force probably pretty good here. Looking like black red Reanimator. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to force the Entomb, right? They have way more ways to get things out of the graveyard than they do. Yeah, I'm supposed to force that. So I just messed up clicking too quickly. For those of you that are new, you're supposed to force the Entomb. I mean, there's a good chance, like, we lose this game, right? Like, my opponent just, like, needs one of their other 10 reanimate spells to kill us. These are good cards to draw, right? Yep. So if I'd have forced the right thing, we'd have won this game by a lot. That's why it's important to be familiar with these decks. I was reading chat and reading what they posted, just like clicked through it. So, pretty big mistake on my part. These come in. These come in. These come in. This is a matchup where Plow is pretty good, right? This is not a Terminus matchup. I think these come out. Not a Search for Azcanta matchup. What do you feel about this sideboard? Minus a Mentor, minus a Plains, plus 2 Terminus. That's fine. Sure. The music is the background music to Hex Shards of Fate. It's running behind my VM on the same monitor and I didn't close it out. Yep, 10 out of 10 Legacy Infect, something I'd play as a donation deck. For those that are unfamiliar, donation decks, if you're a subscriber to the stream for $12 for the cost of Magic Online League, I'll add a deck of your choice that I approve to my donation deck list queue, and then at some point it'll get played as I work through the queue. If you are not a subscriber to the stream, as a $20 donation, I'll play a deck list of your choice. Those of you that are bad at math, yes, that does mean it's cheaper for you to subscribe and send the donation than just send a straight donation, but who am I to not take extra money from people that want to give it to me? And it's great. Horse and a Containment Priest. If you're interested in what's in the queue, you can check that out in chat. Staying pretty well stocked lately. Fair warning, if the deck you're sending a donation for is a meme deck, you are more likely to get faster through the queue, because I enjoy playing decks that are hilarious more so than fair decks. I enjoy playing fair decks on occasion, but like it's just really draining to play like a bunch of fair decks in a row. We played Grishelbrand earlier this week. I think the deck's actually kind of good. Like, the rate at which we turned 2 people was kind of obscene. What constitutes... It's gotta... In Legacy, I want a theoretical turn 1 to turn 2 kill. Alright, we're gonna force the right thing this time. We do need $120. No, needs to be way more than that. That's God, 10 leagues in a row. God, that's so many hours of my life. 10 Miracle Leagues. Holy shit. God, that's 50 matches. Good lord. I can't even comprehend. My Containment Priest in response. I wonder if I'm supposed to play around Blood Moon post-board in this matchup. Maybe if you're interested in something you might want to submit as a donation deck list being something I'd accept, DM me on Twitter or Twitch or Discord if you're one of my subscribers, and I'll take a look at it after the stream. I don't really try not to look at deck lists mid-stream. It's just a lot going on. Alright, 8 more turns. Let's go. And occasionally we do standard decks, but for the most part we just do modern or legacy decks. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to watch standard. Just God's honest truth. Did some standard recently. It's less than popular. Huh.
Yeah, I think you're right that I should have just played the Snapcaster Mage out there. If you unlink and relink your Twitch and your Discord account settings, it should pop up for you. Hey, Wax Papers with the brand new Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Uh-oh. Sounds like Declan's awake. My ambush paper. There are many like him, but this one is mine. Maybe I should have predicted away that counterspell, but like I probably can't lose with double counterspell, right? Famous last words. Alright, I'm gonna run and grab Declan really quick. And the stream might be a touch louder when we get back because Declan, well, Declan is Declan. That's fine. We're not changing anything in the sideboard, right? Seems fine. Oh, this is so close. Apple Pies with the $20 donation while I was out. Thank you very much. Legacy Infect, get in the queue. This isn't a keep, right? This is so close. They're just so consistent on turn 1, and they kept 7. And would anyone out there keep this? I feel like this is a mull and a draw. Welcome to Thunderdome. Look, I would like the record to reflect that I tried, okay? I would like the record to reflect that I tried. And remember that time we mulliganed that other hand? That time I mulliganed Swords to Plowshares, Containment Priest. Hey, don't attack your brother. You got some milk? What's wrong? Thank you, Jacob. Jacob's giving you the water. We tried. And remember, so like, I think mulliganing that 7 was correct. Remember, there's more to a match of Magic than just the one game that third game that you lost. I'm pretty sure we 10 out of 10 would have won the first game of this match had I spent my Force of Will on the Entomb instead of clicking through it, and then we had to double force animate deads or reanimates, and then they drew into an animate dead. So yeah, I think mulliganing the 7 was fine. I think that was perfectly acceptable. I guess depending on what they get here, we could like rip a Plow or a Terminus, right? So I actually want to let this come back to my turn, right? I don't want to bounce this, because I'd rather put it underneath their deck. Well, they have another Gristlebrand, so it didn't matter, but I think it's right to just, like, not bounce this right away. It's just like we drew it up. Yes, it is 100% correct to counter the Entomb or the whatever else. The whatever card is putting their thing into the discard pile, they have far more ways to get things out of the discard pile than they do ways to, what's the word I'm struggling to say, than they do ways to get things into them. Yeah, correct. Tidespout's not legendary, so. So we're gonna counterspell this because we can. Entomb, bounce something else. Yep. Pick your Gristlebrand up. I'm gonna make them kill me, because why not? Bounce my Tundra. We could still draw Plow, right? Alright, now we're dead. Man, it was tough. That game was very close for the fact that we started on 2 cards and got Thought Seized. Very close. The kids did flip a chair over. They like to flip those chairs over and build forts out of them. This deck feels fine. I don't know. Whenever I play with or against decks like this, I'm always look at them and go, why is this better than just playing Grixis Delver? Because, like, Grixis Delver does a lot of the same things as decks like this, while, like, also having much better matchups against these faster combo decks, and, like, get to play Deathrite Shaman, which is just a really, really messed up Magic card. So, this deck's, like, still okay. It's not completely gone with the top banning, obviously, but if you are playing this deck and you're not playing Search for Azcanta, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say you're doing it wrong. I feel like 2 of these seem great. The card's very, very powerful. Specifics of this list, probably didn't play enough to really get a good information on it. I don't know that this Jace is particularly great. It's kind of weird. I guess it flashes back all 15 of these nicely. What's next? That's a good question. Good question.